Imagine your favorite beach house slowly sinking into the sand. Now, picture that happening to New York City. Even though it sounds crazy, the city is actually sinking a little bit each year. So, let's dig into why New York might become the next Atlantis. New York City, the most populous city in the United States, is located at the southern tip of New York State on one of the world's largest natural harbors. The city is bordered by the Atlantic Ocean to the southeast and the Hudson River to the west. The East River lies to the east, separating Manhattan from Brooklyn and Queens. This unique geographical setting makes it highly susceptible to environmental changes. New York City comprises 5 boroughs, each coextensive with a respective county. The city's land area is approximately 469 square miles, including 304 square miles of land and 165 square miles of water. New York's rapid development, urbanization, and industrial operations have led to significant environmental concerns, including the current issue of sinking. These factors collectively contribute to a complex urban ecosystem under stress. Since 1950, the water surrounding New York City has risen by about 9 inches. By the end of the century, major flooding events from storms could become up to 4 times more frequent, due to the combination of sea level rise and hurricanes strengthened by climate change. These projections highlight the urgency of addressing climate-related impacts. Between 2016 and 2023, researchers at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory used a space-based method known as interferometric synthetic aperture radar to 3D map the ground beneath New York City, measuring vertical land motion over time. They found that during this period, the area sank an average of 0.06 inches per year. This gradual subsidence is a silent yet significant issue. Some 24,000 years ago, an ice sheet covered New England. Under its monumental weight, the land beneath sank like a mattress, depressing under a bowling ball. Meanwhile, areas around the ice sheet, including New York City, moved upward slightly to compensate. Now that the ice has melted, the land is reverting to its normal levels in a process called glacial isostatic adjustment, causing the ground to sink. This ancient geological process continues to influence present-day conditions. Over the past 20 years, sea levels have increased by 4.4 millimeters per year in Manhattan. In 2012, Hurricane Sandy flooded parts of the subway and caused widespread damage, including power blackouts. In 2021, Hurricane Ida caused severe flooding, leading to several drownings. Scientists attribute the worsening of these events to global heating. These catastrophic events serve as stark reminders of the vulnerabilities faced by the city. Human activities add extra stress, causing the land to sink or rise beyond these deep natural processes. Researchers from the U.S. Geological Survey, or USGS, and the University of Rhode Island, or URI, have shown that relentless construction is also causing the city to subside, increasing the risk of future flooding. Subsidence, the sinking of the Earth's surface, results from both natural processes and human activities. This dual influence complicates efforts to manage the city's stability. Researchers accessed a public database developed by Microsoft to estimate the total area and weight of New York City's buildings. They found that New York City's buildings collectively weigh 1.68 trillion pounds, equivalent to roughly 1.9 million fully loaded Boeing 747-400s. This immense weight is distributed across a highly variable landscape. Some areas of the city are subsiding faster than others. Midtown Manhattan has very little building-related subsidence because its foundations are anchored into hard bedrock. However, Lower Manhattan and Southern Brooklyn, built largely on artificial fill, are more prone to compression and rising seawater levels. Lower Manhattan, a densely populated borough, is only 1 to 2 meters above sea level. In regions where building weight is concentrated on looser soils, significant sinking is likely. Additionally, outside New York City, Highway 440 and Interstate 78 are sinking faster than surrounding areas. These discrepancies highlight the need for location-specific mitigation strategies. According to the study, subsidence due to buildings usually stops within a year or two of construction. Continued subsidence is largely due to other processes, such as groundwater withdrawal. Extensive underground construction activities, such as tunneling for subways, utilities, and building foundations, disturb the soil and can exacerbate subsidence by creating voids or weakening the soil structure. These activities pose ongoing challenges for urban planners. As a coastal city, New York is also affected by rising sea levels due to climate change, leading to increased flooding and saltwater intrusion into freshwater systems, further complicating subsidence issues. Recent research indicates that New York City is sinking about 1 to 2 millimeters per year due to post-glacial relaxation, with some parts sinking faster, up to 4 millimeters per year. The average sea level around New York City has risen by about 30 centimeters over the past century. Projections indicate that the sea levels could rise by an additional 30 to 60 centimeters by 2050, and possibly more by the end of the century. Depending on global carbon emission scenarios, these figures underscore the importance of proactive climate action. Higher sea levels mean that storm surges and high tides are more likely to cause flooding. The city's extensive subway system below sea level faces significant flooding risks. Saltwater intrusion from storm surges can cause corrosion and long-term damage to the infrastructure. Protecting this crucial infrastructure is a priority for city officials. Scientists have also discovered spots where the land is rising, known as uplift. In East Williamsburg, Brooklyn, the land is moving upwards by about 1.6 millimeters per year. In Woodside, Queens, the land rose 6.9 millimeters per year between 2016 and 2019. Though that movement has now stabilized. These areas of uplift provide valuable insights into the dynamic nature of the city's landscape. New York is not alone in this problem. Jakarta, Indonesia, is sinking rapidly, with some parts of the capital sinking at a rate of 2 to 5 centimeters per year. Mexico City, although not coastal, is sinking up to 50 centimeters per year due to soft soil, as the city is located on a former lake. Authorities are taking steps to address the problem. Critical infrastructure such as airports and subway systems are being reinforced. For instance, LaGuardia Airport is undergoing renovations to address subsidence and flooding concerns. Using lighter materials in construction, such as the lightweight roof installed at Arthur Ashe Stadium, can help reduce the pressure on the land and minimize sinking. These innovations in construction materials are pivotal for future urban development. Enhancing flood defenses is crucial, including constructing seawalls, levees, and barriers to protect against rising sea levels and storm surges. New York City has invested in projects like the East Side Coastal Resiliency Project to protect Lower Manhattan from flooding. These investments are essential for long-term urban sustainability. Continuous monitoring of land subsidence using advanced technologies like interferometric synthetic aperture radar provides high-resolution data on land movement. This helps identify subsidence hotspots and allows for timely intervention and planning. Advanced monitoring technologies are a game changer in managing urban subsidence. Strategic urban planning and zoning regulations can direct development away from areas most vulnerable to subsidence and flooding. This includes restricting construction on artificial fills and reclaimed lands, which are more prone to sinking. Effective zoning policies are crucial for risk management. Managing groundwater extraction and replenishment is essential to prevent further subsidence. Policies to regulate and manage groundwater are being developed. Sustainable groundwater management practices are vital for maintaining soil stability. The city is developing and updating comprehensive plans to address long-term risks, including the NYC Climate Resiliency Design Guidelines and the New York City Panel on Climate Change reports. New York City is committed to reducing greenhouse gas emissions through initiatives like the NYC Green New Deal, aiming for carbon neutrality by 2050. Investments in renewable energy sources and energy efficiency are key components of the city's strategy to combat climate change and its impacts. So, New York City might not be the next Atlantis just yet, but sinking land and rising sea levels are challenges the city needs to prepare for. Engineers and urban planners are already working on ways to protect the future. Hopefully, the Big Apple can keep shining brightly for generations to come. What other cities do you think might be facing similar challenges? Comment below and subscribe for more.